VRChat is the only place where you can be chased by a voxelized grimace, emotionally dumped on by a me character, and third-wheeled on a date between two mutes. Today, I'll be sharing with you some of the absolute weirdest encounters I've ever had in VRChat. VRChat is one of the free-to-play games that's gained a reputation for having one of the most unhinged communities in games. In recent years, creators have showcased some of the most extreme and cursed examples of public lobbies within VRChat. You can find some really cool people on VRChat, but every now and then you'll run into a wild card that makes you question humanity just a little bit. I've spent enough time in this game to collect some stories. So let's start with one of the first moments that made me say, yeah, nah, this ain't normal one bit. The first story comes to you from a public furry hangout instance. I spawned in and walked around like usual, seeing what conversations were going on in the foyer where most people hang out in. A few minutes go by and I hear this heavy breathing. The type of breathing where you're not sure if someone is role-playing a werewolf or needs an inhaler. I looked back just to see what was happening, but I didn't give it too much thought. I thought it was weird and I should have left. And I made the mistake of staying. Another minute later, in mid-conversation, this dude comes out of the room and announces that two people are going full Wattpad in a bed, mid-thrust, with full body, the whole shebang. I took one look at them and I just went, nah. Hell nah. And I went to go play some Roblox for like the rest of the night just to scrub that image out of my brain. That was probably one of the weirdest ones I've had to date. The one that's burned into the back of my mind. This next story takes place in a cozy idle world. Me and my group of friends were gathering for the night as we were getting ready to world hop and play all the games in the world. And out of that friend group, there was a couple. They were a mute couple, of course, but they were a couple nonetheless. And for those of you who don't know, a mute is someone in VRChat who doesn't use their voice, but their personality is usually animated to compensate for that. We wait about like 15 minutes before my friend just goes, "Hey, Kidde, we're headed to murder, are you joining?" And I just told him no because I just wasn't feeling up to murder at the time, and the mutes just wanted to stay put as well. Who am I to say no, you know? So there I was alone with this mute couple and just watching them cuddle and do their thing. I pulled up a YouTube video in the background that I could listen to in an instance while I waited for some more friends to hop on. And this couple started as a normal couple. They started being affectionate, cuddling, kissing, playing with their avatar's hair. And at first I'm just like, oh damn, that's wholesome, look at them enjoying their company. I started exploring the world, just let them do their thing, just to see what was in the idle cube world. And it started to get real extra weird when I started to check on them and see what was going on. I caught one of the mutes saying, "I bet mine is bigger," in their chat box. And the others started to respond to that in their text box. And I sat there, read that message in my head like 3 times, and I just messaged my group on Discord that I'm hopping off VR for the night. That one shocked me so bad that I just God. The third and final story comes from something that is quite relatable to a lot of people who play VRChat. If you've played VRChat, you know how much online dating goes on in this game. Some people use VRChat as like a dating app, low-key. You haven't really lived in VRChat until you've seen a relationship meltdown in a public club. One night I was world hopping with my friends and we ended up at the optimized full body club. We line up, get approved by the bouncers, and go in and see all the dancing going on. And not even 10 minutes that we've been there, we hear some woman yelling, "So why have you been ignoring me, huh? You've been talking to some behind my back?" And we hear this and we're just like, wait, what? And so I turned my head to see what was going on. And this woman is arguing with a group of people, and at the front of it all, she was yelling at this guy in an e-boy avatar. Of course it's gotta be some e-boy, right? I got curious and, well, being the nosy cat that I am, I sat a little bit away and, I wanted to listen because I'm a sucker for drama. So, as I'm listening, the conversation gets a little heated and these two are yelling at each other at this virtual club, this online club made of pixels. And the boy goes, "Oh, but we weren't even dating like that though." And the woman just starts yelling, like straight exploded after that. Starts cussing him in the group out, just, I hate you so much, this and that. I just started laughing at the whole thing. I think online drama is stupid at the forefront of it all. The event mods started to get involved and they're just like, "Oh, come on, if you guys are gonna argue, don't argue here, blah, blah, blah." And they start yelling at the event staff. And so They start yelling at them, and then the argument gets a little bigger, and eventually they just booted the whole group out of there. VRChat really is just digital Jerry Springer sometimes. Those are just some of the stories that I've gotten in VRChat, but I swear something is always happening daily in that game. Like, you can't go to a public world without something crazy happening right then and there. Like, for example, I challenge you to go to like a public Black Cat lobby and just listen. Don't even like engage in conversation, just listen to some of the conversations going on. It's stupid. I swear, VRChat is basically a never-ending social experiment where everyone's got too much freedom and not enough shame. If you've got your own cursed VRChat story, drop it in the comments below. I need to know that I'm not the only one getting these lobbies. Let me know the weirdest thing you've seen in a public lobby. And if you enjoyed these stories, hit that like button and subscribe for more chaos and stories. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.